Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're really diving into something we can all get behind. Food that tastes good, but is also good for you.
Yeah.
We're talking vegetarian recipes this time, so if you're listening, chances are you're thinking about bringing more veggie-centric meals into your routine, and we've got some awesome recipes to get to.
We've got 4 of them,
Yeah,
all healthy,
yeah.
and they're all designed so you can make them even on those nights where you're super busy.
You know, like after work or whatever, and you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And this deep dive, it's not about going full vegetarian or anything. It's about finding dishes you can add into what you're already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you eat meat every day or you've been vegetarian, like, forever.
Yeah.
And so, to give everyone a little preview, we're going to be talking about a spinach and chickpea stir-fry,
Yes.
creamy avocado pasta, sweet potato, and black bean tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this one, Greek yogurt and veggie dip. And one of the things that I think is so interesting is, on the surface, these seem like really different dishes, but they've all got that plant-based protein going on,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's such an important thing to highlight because, I feel like what the first things people say when they hear vegetarian is, oh, but where do you get your protein?
Totally.
And all of these recipes just completely debunk that myth.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, they're all so different, but they all pack that protein punch. And they're all really simple to make, which is a huge plus.
Yeah.
Like, take that spinach and chickpea stir fry. It's ready in under 15 minutes. And it uses, 5 ingredients? Maybe 6?
That's my kind of recipe. So speaking of that recipe, I noticed that at the end, it says to add a squeeze of lemon juice. And I'm curious, is that just for a little extra flavor, or is there like a method to the madness?
Okay, so it is for flavor, but there's a bigger thing happening here. Acidity. Acidity is, if you're cooking vegetarian, it's your best friend.
Yeah.
And the lemon juice, that does it. Prevents things from being bland,
That's so interesting because it is something I think people who are maybe newer to cooking more vegetarian meals, maybe they're a little afraid of, like, oh, is it going to be bland?
Right.
But it's those little tricks like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got to talk about the avocado pasta because I am very intrigued.
Yes.
Avocado pasta, first of all, is it good?
It's so good.
Okay, and second of all, is it actually healthy? Because avocado, it's good fat, but it's still...
Okay, so it is really good,
Yeah.
surprisingly good. And it's healthy. So the avocado makes this creamy texture.
Okay, yeah.
And it's full of those healthy fats you were talking about.
Right.
So you get that deliciousness and you're doing something good for your body.
So let's talk about those healthy fats for a second. Because I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, we hear fat and we think, oh, I need to avoid that. But it's obviously more nuanced than that, right?
Right, totally.
Mhm.
And especially with vegetarian cooking. You want to make sure you're getting those healthy fats.
Yeah.
Because one, they actually help you stay full longer.
Yeah.
So you're not raiding the pantry an hour after dinner.
Right.
But here's the really cool part. Those healthy fats actually help your body absorb the nutrients from the other foods you're eating. So all those good vitamins and minerals from the veggies in your pasta sauce,
Yeah.
your body can actually absorb them better because of the avocado.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like this perfect synergy happening.
Right. It's like the avocado is like doing you a favor while it's making your pasta delicious.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on. Got to talk about the tacos. Because sweet potato and black bean tacos,
Yes.
to me, that just sounds like dot flavor.
So much flavor.
And in color.
Yes.
Like, just thinking about it, it's just a beautiful looking dish.
And, this recipe actually brings up another great thing about vegetarian cooking, which is that it can be so flexible. The recipe mentions adapting it for vegans or if you're gluten-free.
Yeah, you could easily use like a plant-based sour cream instead of regular sour cream.
Exactly.
Or if you need it to be gluten-free, you just use corn tortillas. Easy.
Exactly. It's all about those simple swaps.
Okay, okay. And the last recipe, the Greek yogurt dip.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is one of those things that's like a lifesaver when you're busy and you need a snack.
Absolutely. It's so easy to, when you're in that mode, to just grab something, kind of junky. But this, it's fast, it's healthy.
Right.
And it's so good.
And the Greek yogurt, that has protein too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Packed with protein, which is why it's actually so satisfying as a snack, because it fills you up,
It's not just empty calories.
Right.
Okay, so I'm curious, because we've talked about these 4 recipes, which are all amazing, but for our listener, how would you recommend actually putting these into their life?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I always say, don't think of a recipe as a rule.
Right.
It's more like a starting point,
Mm-hmm.
like a springboard to get you going.
I like that.
You can swap things out. Like if you don't have spinach for the stir fry, use kale.
Yeah.
Or try a different kind of bean in the tacos.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is make it your own, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool. It's about understanding, like we talked about with the acidity, those little tricks, and then you can kind of apply them to anything.
Exactly.
But what I really love about all of these recipes is that, like, they're all about real ingredients, you know?
Totally.
Like fresh stuff.
Fresh spinach,
Yeah.
chickpeas,
That avocado.
that creamy avocado.
Those beautiful sweet potatoes.
Yes. And black beans.
Yeah. It's just a good, honest food.
Right. And, you know, it's interesting because I feel like that's something that can get lost sometimes
Totally.
with how busy life is. We can get so used to eating, like, processed food where you look at the ingredients and you can't even pronounce half of them.
Right.
And we forget how good, like, how delicious simple food is. When you're using good quality ingredients, you don't need to, you know, drown things in salt and heavy sauces and all that.
Right, like just a really good tomato. You
Mm.
don't need to do much to it to make it taste amazing.
Exactly. And, you know, I think that's what I love so much about these recipes. It's not just about what you're eating, but like your whole approach to cooking.
Yeah.
You're slowing down. You're appreciating the process. You're really connecting with the food.
Like it's almost meditative in a way, you know? Chopping those veggies, smelling those herbs and spices.
Yes, exactly. It's all part of the experience.
So I guess as we're kind of wrapping up this deep dive, what's like the, I don't know, the main thing you would want our listener to take away from all of this?
Oh, that's a good question. I think if I had to pick one thing, it would be don't be afraid to experiment in the kitchen.
Right.
Like use these recipes as a starting point, you know, a little inspiration.
Like a springboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A springboard. Like try swapping in different veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Or use a spice that you love, even if it's not in the recipe. Make it your own.
I love that. And who knows, maybe by like diving into these more simple recipes, it'll actually open up a whole new way of cooking for people.
Right. Like you start with these basics, these really good ingredients, and then all of a sudden you're coming up with your own incredible dishes.
Exactly. So listener, here's what we want you to do this week. Try one of these recipes, any of them, and let us know what you think.
Yeah. We want to hear from you.
You can find us on social media, post some pictures of your culinary creations, or send us an email. We love hearing from you guys.
And as you're trying out these recipes, think about this. Could focusing on simple food, like really good ingredients, could that actually help you have a healthier relationship with food overall?
That's a great question and something to think about. All right, everybody, that's it for this deep dive.
Until next time.
We'll see you next time. Happy cooking.